It's the Happy Families podcast. It's the podcast for the time-poor parent who just wants answers now.
Your family situation may look really, really messy to the outside world. It's yours and it's made by you.
You've made the mess.
Yes, but it works.
Yeah.
And now here's the stars of our show, my mum and dad.
It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Can I say it again?
It's Friday!
So excited about it, mainly because tomorrow we move into our house.
We got the keys yesterday, but the truck doesn't arrive until tomorrow.
I know, but that's okay. Guess what? We get to clean all day today. That's it.
Yay!
Cleaning.
Yay for me.
Hey, I'm going to help you. I'm going to be in there. I'll be using all of the elbow grease that I have, and then, I don't know, finding something else to do. Handy, maybe.
Handy.
Maybe I'll go and check the surf. Don't think so. Hey, I'll do better tomorrow. This is our favourite part of the week. It's the bit where we get to be intentional and reflective, the bit where we focus on the stuff that's happened, the things that we can learn about how to be better parents, because it's only through identifying and practicing this stuff that we get to be better. I mean, if we don't get a parenting coach, right? That's what the Happy Families membership is for. But ultimately, it's up to us to do the practice. If you want to get something good at something, you've got to practice. Want to learn a language? That's what Duolingo's for, so that you can practice. Want to learn how to play a musical instrument? Practice. Want to learn to be a great parent? Practice. So, intentional reflection about how things have gone over the last week. And hopefully there'll be some ideas in here that will be helpful for you in your home as you consider this weekend and next week and moving ahead with your family.
The one shortfall in your little analogy there about practice is that if you just keep practicing the same things without new skill sets in place, you're going to get the same outcome.
Yes.
And so as a parent, when you recognise that something's not working,
you need to have something to replace it with.
Practicing that over and over again isn't always going to be the best outcome.
I keep getting cranky at my kids when they're annoying me. I should practice. Yeah, I get it. We need to work out the response. Thank you. So hopefully we'll be able to share with you some ideas to help you to practice more effectively to be a happier parent. I'm going to go first this week because my one's really, really short. Until like early this week, I've had COVID. I was in bed for a few days and pretty much locked myself away from the family, didn't have anything to do with anybody. It was miserable, watched, I don't know how many hours of Netflix. It was just appalling. Head was foggy, couldn't really think. And when I say it was bad, I mean, I've had man flu that's been far worse, but
well, nothing beats man flu.
No. Well, and I'm surprised that you actually know and understand that. Given that you haven't had man flu, it's impossible for you to have man flu. You have no idea how bad it is. I mean,
no idea.
Yeah,
ladies, no idea.
But I know that COVID affects people in all sorts of different ways. Some people terribly, some people not at all. For me, it was a sniffle and a cough and a little bit of a foggy head for a couple of days. Maybe it's because I've got excellent genes. Maybe it's because I've had 3 vaccination booster thing. I've had the booster plus the double vax thing. Maybe it was
just all that extra love and attention you got.
Luck of the draw, any of those things. But my I'll do better tomorrow is that for the entire week, the kids would call out from the door, "Can I come in and hug you?" And I had to say no for day after consecutive day. And it was awful. I mean, of all of the things that week in isolation did to me, it was the inability to hug you and the kids that was the hardest thing of all. So my I'll do better tomorrow is a really simple one. Don't miss any opportunity to hug your kids because it's such a gift. It's such a privilege. And when you can't do it, it's astonishing just how much you miss it.
I might have got a few extra hugs this week.
Yeah, if you like. Let's just say I've made up for it since I've been allowed out of the bedroom. It's been really nice. After the break, we'll find out how Kylie is going to do things better tomorrow. The 21st century is a tricky time to be a teen girl. Alcohol, drugs, mental health concerns, body image issues, technology, sex. Our daughters face all these and more. The Happy Families Misconnection Summit brings together the best modern-day experts on teen girls to show you how to stay connected with your daughter and help her face these challenges head-on. Available online via video at the Happy Families webshop.
It's the Happy Families podcast, the podcast for the time-poor parent who just wants answers now. And I know you said that Friday is our favourite day, but sometimes it's our hard day when you have to look yourself in the mirror and recognise that there's What are you looking at me like that?
I've got no idea where this is going. I'm trying to think of why looking at yourself on a Friday, it would be any different looking at yourself.
Because it's reflective. And when you're reflecting and recognizing that there are things that you need to work on, it actually can be a little bit tricky.
You're being metaphorical. I literally...
Okay, well, I'm about to get very metaphorical, so you're going to have to put your metaphorical hat on.
I literally thought that you were saying Fridays are hard because I'm so worn down by the end of the week, and when I see myself in the mirror, I look tired and exhausted. That's where I thought you were going. I'm like, what is this? Well, this is not the I'll do better tomorrow that I thought we were chasing.
Oh, well, last weekend, I had this opportunity to hear some thoughts from a friend.
Yep.
And he shared this amazing analogy, and it was going in a totally different direction to where I'm going to take us today. But it got me thinking.
So this is last weekend while I was in bed isolating myself and missing out on all the fun that everyone else got.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he shared this experience where he and some mates went along to this scouting activity.
Yep.
And they had teams, and each scout pack had to create a raft.
Yeah, cool.
And so they worked tirelessly as a team to put this raft together, and they were so proud of it until they showed up on the day of this, competition and saw one of the other teams show up with this beautifully structured, probably over-engineered raft. It was complete with a rudder, and it had chairs as seats to sit on. It was just beautiful. And he was like, we are toast.
Yeah.
And then the other team showed up, and they were like, where's your raft? And they went, oh, it's just here. And they pulled out 2 rubber dinghies that they had just roped together. And he was like, that's like
cheating.
Totally cheating.
Right, okay.
So anyway, he was like, we're smoked. Like, there's no way we're going to be able to, kind of win this thing. But anyway, as it turned out, the 2 rubber dinghies got in, and they hadn't taken into account balancing and the center of gravity. So when the guys got in the rafts, the 2 rubber dinghies, because they were tied together.
Scout taco.
Totally. That's exactly what happened.
The ends are flipped up and they're stuck in the middle.
So they were disqualified. And so then the next thing, the over-engineered raft went in the water.
Yep.
And they were like, we're so toast. They just look amazing. And so the raft went in, but about 10 metres out, it sank. It was too heavy.
Really?
All of the extra stuff that they'd put on it had made it too heavy, and it didn't float.
Wow. Was anyone on it when it sank?
Yeah, totally. They all got wet.
I love it.
So the only team that actually survived this was this haphazard looking scrappy raft that had been put together by a whole heap of kids.
So what was the really nice one wasn't put together by the kids?
I'm guessing not.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so the grown-ups have done it and said, here, kids, look what we've done for you. You'll win this for sure.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
And as I kind of was thinking about that and just thinking about, I guess, parenting in general, when we rely on, kind of looking at social media or even taking into account the hundreds of thousands of different people out there giving us advice, it's a bit like that beautiful over-engineered raft, and it's not ours. It doesn't fit us. It doesn't work with what we are trying to achieve. And then you've got the other guys over here who've pumped up a couple of dinghies and stuck it together and gone, she'll be right, mate. And that doesn't work either. But what I loved about this middle one, this haphazard, it looks really messy to the outside world.
It was a genuine do-it-yourself effort.
Yeah. But it works.
Yep.
And so often, as a parent, you're sitting there and you're hearing somebody else say something and telling you what you should or shouldn't be doing. And it looks like this beautiful raft all ready to go with its rudder and its, lounge chairs on top. But it just doesn't fit for you and your family. And while your family situation may look really, really messy to the outside world, it's yours and it's made by you.
You've made the mess.
Yes, but it works. And so often I think we want that beautiful raft. We want everything to look like that. But in the end, it didn't work. It sunk.
Yeah.
And what we have is this amazingly creative way of doing life in the Coulson family, in the Brown family, in the Jones family. We've all got a different way of doing it. The most important thing is that it floats. And so as I was just thinking about the so many experiences that we've had, even just in this last week with our kids. We have been going through such a major transition over the last 4 or 5 months. And tomorrow, we actually get to kind of start to plant some roots in a place that we've come to love. But it's looked really, really messy, and it has been hard, but we're making it work.
I think that life happens in those transitions, though. We keep on, I've heard each of us say from time to time, our life will begin when we finally get the house, when we finally move in, when we finally do this. But life is happening the whole time. And
well, we haven't drowned yet.
Life continues to happen in those transitions. And while it's great to have things to look forward to, we've got to be able to savor those amazing moments that are happening during the transition. It's the growth that comes from adversity and trial and challenge. So nice one, Kylie. That's great. It's making me feel a bit bad because I get paid to give people the pre-packaged, here it is, it's in the book, How to Make Your Family Happier. You're making me feel like maybe I'm out of business all of a sudden.
No, but there has always been an acknowledgement by you that some things will fit your family and some things won't.
Yeah.
And we have to find our own, we have to trail our own path.
Even with the webinar on Monday night about punishment and rewards, about time out and praise, and all of the different behavioural techniques that people have used over the centuries, decades, millennia, and even just in the last week that people are using to raise their kids. One thing that I've noticed is that people have gotten really hot under the collar about this idea that I'm suggesting that there's another way. There is, but you don't get to figure that out and practice it and get it right in a day or a week or a month. Like, this stuff takes a lifetime to perfect. You get better and better with time and with age and with practice. So enjoy your mess. I hope your weekend's one great big mess. Ours will be.
And you keep dry.
We've got an entire shipping container to unpack out of the back of a truck and then unpack out of all the boxes and then put together. I don't know how we're going to get through the weekend. I don't know. What are we going to do with the kids? Let's put them to work.
Oh, they're working.
The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media with Craig Bruce as our executive producer. Thanks so much for listening. We appreciate so much that you enjoy the Happy Families podcast. If you enjoy it, please share it with a friend. Send it along to someone and say, hey, check this out. It makes my family happier. I bumped into somebody just recently, randomly on the street, who said, Justin, nice to meet you. I've been watching your stuff and listening to your podcast for ages, and you and Kylie, you have literally saved us. She's just moved to Noosa from the UK, and she said, I don't know how we've gotten through the last couple of years except because of the podcast. So if the podcast helps you like it helped that wonderful lady that I bumped into on the street, please share it around. Jump onto Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star rating and review, and I don't know, text it to somebody. Let people know that the podcast is here and it can make a difference in their family. That's it for now. Until next week, have a wonderful weekend.